That is the secret. I'm just going to get out there right away, so if you don't want to watch anymore, you don't have to. There is no magic secret when it comes to cardio. Even more so than lifting weights, the two things that you can get really confused upon when you're sort of researching the internet, be that on YouTube or articles or whatever, is abs, and we'll do a video on abs at one point, and cardio, right? And I know this because people keep getting in contact with me about cardio. And in fact, this whole video is done. Shout out to the guy on Instagram who sent me a DM. I didn't get back to you. I kind of feel bad about only getting back to certain people on DM, but I should try better. But you know who you are, and you wanted to talk about cardio. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just do a massive video. And I completely understand why people get confused, because like I saw one the other day. Someone said, I can make you lose, X amount of pounds in fat just by doing 5 minutes of cardio a day. I mean, this was one of those stupid Facebook advertising, but still, that was there. And I would imagine if you're desperate to see some kind of a change, transformation, a bit down on your luck, you're going to see that. And everybody wants to find the quick fix. Of course you do. I used to do it. We've talked about it before. Instead of just realizing, lower my calories and get some cardio done, I was like, I'll do intermittent fasting. I'll do keto. I wasn't doing any cardio. I'm not saying they're not good plans that you can't achieve great success with, because you can. But this is a long time ago. I still want to do cardio. I was being a baby. I wasn't appreciating what it takes to lose weight or to get ripped or whatever. So now, in the world of the internet and the world of fitness, there's this idea that there's only one magic cardio thing that you have to do. But the point is, there's not. There's really not. That is the secret. I'm just going to get out there right away, so if you don't want to watch anymore, you don't have to. There is no magic secret when it comes to cardio. Fasted cardio, non-fasted cardio. There's only one that I disagree with. I'll talk about it in a minute. I don't want to get too out there with it. But that's what everybody wants to know. In fact, I'm going to look at the message right now so I can preface this properly. Quickly, though, please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it. Please hit the like button. Appreciate it. Right, so his name was Darren. Shout out to Darren. You either know who you are or you don't. Maybe you never watched this video. And their point was they've started doing more cardio during lockdown, and they feel like they've got a little bit shredded, but maybe they've a little bit of muscle. I mean, that comes with time. Sometimes it just happens regardless. But they wanted to know how intense that their cardio should be on rest days or on days they're not going to the gym. And again, here's the awful answer that nobody wants. And I get it. I used to buy magazines and I used to go on forums. We're all looking for this one answer, this one pill. When someone goes, you take this pill, you'll be big and jacked forever. And the answer is maybe or maybe not, right? I know you're going to click this video and go, Simon, that's not informative at all, but I don't want to BS anybody. That's the point. I don't want to BS anybody. So the only cardio that I would never recommend is cardio before you do weights, right? Because if you exhaust yourself before you go and do a weightlifting session, you're not going to have any energy, and therefore your weightlifting session is going to suck. You're probably not going to, do the rep range you want to. You're probably not going to break the muscle down, and you're probably going to leave the gym before you're meant to. After weights is fine. Again, fasted cardio I think is fine. Non-fasted cardio I think is fine. Before bed I think is fine. HIIT I think is fine. Steady state I think is fine. Because you're going to know quite quickly what works for you and what doesn't. Like, I do fasted cardio in the morning. I get up, I have a cup of coffee, and I do it. And I probably think there's other forms of cardio I could do that would be better for my physique. But again, here's the big surprise. I like doing that. I feel like it starts my day off really, really well. I don't drink any other caffeine in the day. In fact, I've only just recently brought back coffee. We'll do a whole video on coffee and caffeine once, because I think some people don't really realize the side effects, and it can actually be quite bad for you, and it can be quite good for you too, of course. But yes, that works for me mentally. And I think we said this on a video the other day. I hate to repeat myself, but if you all of a sudden told me, all right, Simon, now I want you to do cardio here instead, there's a big chance that I would do it because I'm that way inclined and I'm a bit hard-headed, but I wouldn't enjoy it as much. And I think the percentages we're talking about here are so minute when it comes to getting your cardio done that you may as well find out what works for you and go with it. Like you get this thing with people saying, oh, if you do steady state cardio for too long, you're going to lose your muscle. Okay, well, do it for a couple of weeks. And if you look at yourself and go, man, I am actually losing muscle and I don't want this, then you can change it up. Maybe HIIT would be better for you. I don't necessarily like doing HIIT cardio, so I don't do it. But yes, if you want to do intense cardio on your non-weight days, absolutely go for it. Do it. I mean, it all depends on what your goals and your targets are. Maybe you don't want to get overly ripped, I guess, if you want to try and hold on to some mass. But you also need to find out what your body is capable of. I watched this amazing video the other day about how, people can take certain supplements, and it can be anything too, like creatine, for example. The standard bearer for creatine is 5 grams a day. But some people could take 5 grams a day and be fine on it. Some people could take 5 grams a day and be incredibly bloated on it. Some people need 10 grams a day before they see anything different. And that's kind of why you know, the supplement, the information, sorry, on the back of the packet is useless. It's useless. Like, take this much. We didn't do anything. Well, you may need more. And somebody else takes it and they're lying down on bed, God, I can't breathe. He goes, well, you definitely need less. Also, you should never not be able to breathe. On creatine, you probably have some other kind of disease. Go and get yourself checked out. But I get it. It's kind of just a rant video, but I get the question all the time, Simon, when should I do cardio? Should I do cardio here? What's the best kind of cardio? And then you start talking about ways of cardio. Should I run? Should I do treadmill? Should I do cross training? Should I go on the bike? Should I do like the card workout when it says, you know, you've got ace of spades, you do 10 squats, burpees, whatever. Just do it. Just do it. That's the Nike. Maybe that's what Nike's going on about. When it comes to cardio, you should just do it. And again, I'm not going to pretend that you may not get a 1-2% advantage. I think I had a personal trainer for a while, and his opinion, I did get on with him very well, but you'll be able to find studies both collaborating and saying this is bunk. But his thing was he felt like he got a 1-2% increase or step ahead of the competition if he did cardio first thing in the morning. He then thought the next time to do it was last thing before bed, and in between that he thought after weights. But I remember what he said to me, and this is when I kind of my eyes were opened up to it. He said, and his last sentence was, really, as long as you get it done, that's all I care about. And then people start talking about heart rates, that, you know, you're fat burning. If you get in the 130 heart rate range, you're going to burn fat. And if you get into 160, you do it. I mean, maybe, but unless you have a sports scientist or a doctor or somebody monitoring you to that point, I really don't think you need to get into heart rate. Shout out to my man, Greg Doucette, who has another YouTube channel. Check him out. He has the best advice when it comes to cardio and weights. Just do it harder than you did it last time, which is nice and simple. And I think that's maybe the point of all of this. Don't buy into that it has to be super hard or super difficult or you're not educated enough. Of course you are. You don't need somebody lecturing you. I understand the hypocritical nature of this, but unfortunately that's just what a YouTube video is. Try everything. Understand that it's a bit of trial and error. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And there you go. I do HIIT cardio. It's a sprint. It's funny. But it really, 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 really is. And, you know, if you are trying out new cardio, like my man, you know, if he's going to start doing intense cardio on non-weight days, it doesn't mean that you all of a sudden have to do 7 hours of cardio. Start with 20 minutes. Start with 20 minutes of HIIT. Give it a couple of weeks. Oh, how am I responding to this? Oh, I don't really like it. Okay, then maybe you do 30 minutes of steady state. How am I responding to this? Oh, I'm not losing enough fat. Okay, I'll do 45 minutes of steady state. Again, you can read things out there that say, if you're doing steady state cardio more than 45 minutes, you're going to tap into your muscle stores. How do they know? Like, how do they know? They just don't. They just don't. And somebody in the comments will go, no. Somebody out there will be able to, like I say, poo-poo any kind of study and say, well, when I did it, I did this. If you want to do an hour of steady state cardio, great. If you want to do sort of a mixture of steady state and high intensity stuff for 30 minutes, great. If you just want to stand on your head and twirl around in a circle until you start to sweat, great. Also, people say, should I sweat? Does a lot of sweating mean good cardio? No. Sweat is just a way of your body regulating temperature. That's it. So I guess it's good if you are sweating because you're hot and you know your body's working because your temperature's risen. But you could do 72 million hours of cardio and not have one bead of sweat, but still do a pretty good job. And again, now people go, oh, but if you sweat, it means you're out of shape. Bullshit. It's absolute nonsense. It's not true. Some people who are in shape sweat loads. Some people who are out of shape never sweat. So again, that was just my point. I got that message and I was like, man, I think we just need to have a little bit of a talk about this. And again, I'm not saying you shouldn't go out and listen to other people who will have some great advice. I'm just saying never let them, you know, if you're trying what they're doing and it's really not working, never let that be the be all and end all. Because I promise you it's not. I promise you, you'll find what works for you. It takes time. You're going to make mistakes. You'll probably sacrifice some gains along the way as you are making those mistakes. But that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, it's not great at the time, but it means you're never going to make that same mistake again. It's like when you get a spam email from the first time. It doesn't really happen anymore. Or a phishing email. You may lose a couple of pounds or a tenner or 20 quid, but you know never to do it again. And you can kind of justify it by thinking to yourself, well, I've just spent 20 pounds on security for the rest of my life. It's the same with that. Maybe you have to sacrifice 3-4 pounds of muscle to figure out what cardio works for you, but 6 months, a year, 2 years down the line, you're going to have an awesome heart because you've been doing cardiovascular exercise. You're going to feel great, which is what health and fitness is all about. And you're going to be a big jack dude and know what you can get away with when it comes to cardio. So There you go. That's what I think about cardio. We'll do the one about creatine. We'll do the one about whatever else I said. I can't remember now. We'll keep slamming these videos out. But more importantly, thank you so much for joining me as always. Again, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you're interested, I'm just a dude that likes lifting weights. I know. Thanks to all the comments that tell me how much smaller I'm looking. I have a bunch of weights in my house and I'm not allowed to leave. I'm doing my best. Also got a Patreon, patreon.com/Simon316 because I make no money from YouTube. One day, we're still aiming for it. And when I do make enough, I'll stop pimping it too because that's only fair. That was disgusting. Oh, well, it happens. Let's end.